Policies assigned to categories allow you to provide core functionality to your applications. We can provide network security policies, replication policies, as well as backup policies aligned to third-party data protection solutions. In this demo, we will use the Nutanix integrated automation through the self-service marketplace to deploy a multi-tier application, assign network security, replication, and backup policies through a simple workflow. Let's go back to Nutanix Cloud Manager to go over the setup. Within protection policies, we define our replication source and target as well as the RPO for our applications. You can see there's a protection policy already called APPD or Demo NC2. You can see the defined source as US East New York and the target as US WS Ohio. The RPO is set for 1 hour and is crash consistent. When I hover over the entity number, it shows app type task manager category in which this policy is applied. Next, we have security policies. Security policies define network ingress and egress as well as microsegmentation within applications. You can also set quarantine rules as well. Here you see the taskman SEC policy. As I hover over the lines, you can see the rules that are in place. You have inbound access and outbound access, but in the middle you have the app itself and its microsegmentation. As you can see, these are labeled App Tier DB, LB, and Web. These are two examples of integrated functionality within the Nutanix platform, but what about using categories to align with a partnered service like a backup solution? Categories, in some cases, can extend beyond the Nutanix platform with integration partners like HiQ. Within the HiQ interface and backup policy, you can see the prod app policy auto assignment setting as environment production. Let's see how we bring this all together to consume an application from the Nutanix self-service marketplace and apply these policies at the time of creation. Here is the marketplace where I have published an application called Task Manager HiQ Flow. Let's deploy this application and see what happens. Now that we've deployed the application, we can see there are 3 virtual machines in each: a proxy, a web server, and a database server. We can now jump over to the blueprint that defines everything for this application. You can see these configurations both in forms and code. Within the substrate, you can see the defined categories. The virtual machines are assigned to these categories through this construct, and, in turn, assumes the policies assigned to those categories. With this simple tagging feature, we were able to assign the protection policies for our data protection and replication. Our network security policies that define the ingress and egress traffic as well as traffic within the application and tiers themselves, as well as a backup policy from our third-party application, HiQ. Let's look at these now. You can see the recovery points created and the replications that have occurred to include the backup provider replication kicked off by HiQ. Let's look at that within the backup solution. We can also see the security policies in action and enforced. Let's test this to see if I can access the application from my workstation and another not defined in the policy. As you can see, I can access from my workstation because I have defined that access, but I can't from the other workstation. To conclude, Nutanix provides a simplified approach to delivering low-code, no-code automation for core capabilities. Most workloads require data protection, and we are seeing an increasing need across enterprises for network security. Nutanix provides this as well as integration with third-party data protection solutions like HiQ to deliver on these core capabilities without the need for complex automation and scripting.